Hi everyone, welcome back. Indigo Diamond here with another weekly update video. I'll apologise for the sound in advance just because the weather's been a bit weird here today. I trying to think and it's completely gone. It was a bit grey at the start of the day, and then we had a couple of thunderstorms, and then it started showering, and now it looks like it's brightening up again. So if you hear any thunder in the background, I apologise. I obviously cannot control the weather. It's not something I can do. So I'm sure you all appreciate that. I wanted to go a bit different with my look today, just because I wanted to change it up so I'm not wearing the same thing and the same wig every time. So I just went with my simple black dress that I've got, and I thought I would wear my other red wig because I have two, but this one is much longer than the other one and hasn't really had much done to it. I wore this when I went to see Davina earlier in the year, in February, and I wore a grey silver dress. She did take the humour in that, thankfully. But so I put a couple of sort of loose curls in the sides of it at that point, but I've kind of brushed them out just because I didn't really want them in there. I haven't actually got the stuff to wash my wigs at the moment. It's been ordered, so it should be arriving this week. This week coming. So hopefully that means by next week I'll at least have washed my wigs. I mean, this one's only been worn. This is only time number 2 it's been worn, so that's not too bad. The other one's, yeah, that's why the lace looks really bad in the other one. I haven't cleaned it since I've had it, and I've had it a while, and I've worn it quite a few times. Whereas this one, you know, you can't really see it too much. It's because it's only been worn once. I mean, you can see it a little bit, but it's lace. You're gonna see it. You know, it's not my actual hairline. I'm wearing some jewellery for you guys today. I love the fact that I put the hand in front. That didn't have the ring on. That's clever. And I mean, I would have worn like red bangles, but I haven't got any red bangles, and I've only got this ring. I haven't got a red ring either. But I mean, I bought these for a show I was supposed to be doing that I didn't actually end up doing. It was supposed to be an adult panto version of Snow White, essentially, and I was going to be the Wicked Queen, Evil Queen, whatever you want to call her. But it didn't end up happening because we essentially couldn't get the cast for the dwarves. I think originally there was like one dwarf we couldn't do, and then someone ended up dropping out. So I know the director was hoping to do it for next year, but at the rate we're going with everything going on, that's not going to happen either, I wouldn't imagine. He did say that he was going to offer me the role of the Wicked Queen again when he did it. Obviously, I'm hoping that's still going to be the case when he does do it next, because as I've stated to him several times, when he first originally gave me the part, I was like, I'm so thankful for this, because this part is like, he's really good at writing. He's called Mike Black. If you've never seen any of his stuff, seriously, next time he puts on a show, watch them. They're really, really good. So I'm you know, really looking forward to doing that. He sort of gave me like I say my break. I'm not like a professional actor or anything like that, but he took a chance on me and gave me like a fairly big part in adult panto that he did, that he didn't need to do, but I know I'm thankful he did, and he's also very thankful that he did as well, because I did really well in that. It really allowed me to show my sort of acting skills. He cast me as one of the ugly sisters in an adult panto version of Cinderella, which was brilliant, and everyone absolutely loved it. And the guy I worked with playing the other ugly sister was just so sweet. He's so lovely. Also a very good actor. Extremely well. Such a good actor, extremely well. Wow, English is not my friend today, apparently. That's good old English there, isn't it? Anyway, Do you know, I have no idea where I was going with this. Oh yeah, jewellery. Wearing some today. And change look, yeah. Wow, that was a bit of a tangent, wasn't it? So, on with the video. Going to what's happened in my week this week. The heat has died down somewhat down here in the southeast. So I did actually manage to finish the skirt that I started making. On that note, my friend Gemma did tell me it's apparently technically known as knicker elastic. The most embarrassing thing about not knowing that it was called elastic, well, forgetting that it was called elastic, was she had left the bag of elastic round my house, my flat, and it said that it was called elastic on there, and I just completely didn't think to check. I mean, says it all really. Had the knowledge, well, had the ability of getting them. I mean, I could have Googled it while I was doing, or like at some point I could have stopped the video, had a quick Google check, and then come back. But it just completely didn't register with me that that was a thing I could do. I honestly don't know what to say about that. But I did finish the skirt, and I have got it with me. It is literally just made out of some old bedding, like an old duvet that I had. So so it's got the obviously elastic in it, but it is like, I can't really fit it all on camera, would you believe, because it's that big. But I'm very impressed with my sewing skills on this. Obviously I use a sewing machine, but I've hemmed it, so it just, you've got the end here and the hem underneath, so it looks finished. It is a finished garment. So I'm very impressed, considering it's the first garment I've made. Garment. I don't know why that's the way I'm saying that today, but apparently it is. First piece of clothing I have finished, which I'm very excited for. Obviously I made a bag, but bag's not clothing, it's more of an accessory. So that was very happy about that. I'm not sure what we're doing next. I feel like, I think my other half said that we needed curtains for this, for my room, the room I'm in at the moment. So I think I need to speak to her about doing that next. So that's going to be fun, but hopefully the weather's going to stay sort of like it is today. I'm not too fussed whether it rains or doesn't rain, as long as it's just not too hot, because yeah, heat and me do not mix in the slightest. It's just is all that happens when I'm hot, and it's really, really horrible and really, really annoying, and I just can't focus on anything. Not that I focus too much on anything anyway, because it's not how my brain works. My brain goes in like 50 different directions like every 5 seconds. I mean, you've seen it on the videos. I'll be talking about something, then I'll just completely flip over to something else, completely forget everything. Can't tell you why. Maybe I've got ADHD, who knows. Wouldn't be the first thing I've got several different things, but that's a whole different story. We don't need to go into that. I've got a green screen arriving this week, so that'll be good. That should, I think it's bigger, so it's taller and it's wider than what I'm using at the moment, which should hopefully mean that I can actually make my videos like full screen rather than just like me. It also means, considering it's about the size, I think Darren said it's about the size of a door, like length, height wise. So that means I can actually do videos where I'm stood up as well. It means I don't have to sit down all the time. So not this payday's just happened for me. So next payday, I think we're saying about getting like because the mic I've got at the moment is just like sat right in front of me. But obviously if I'm going to be doing videos in the future where I'm stood up, I am going to not really it's not really going to work, because if I'm stood up, I'm not going to have anywhere really to place it in front of me. So we're looking at getting like a clip-on mic, so I can literally just clip it onto me while I'm stood up. So that should be good, because I've been wanting to do, one of the videos I want to do is like sort of singing on the channel, and obviously with me stood up and having sort of like a clip-on mic, that would make that so much easier. So that should be good. So that's definitely in the pipelines there. And the green screen is going to be great because it just means I can change the background to whatever I want, really. So it's going to be great because obviously red hair, red background, it's just a bit really, isn't it? So yeah, so hopefully next week I should have a different background, which will be really good. I'm really excited to see that. It's going to be great. I'm not really sure what next week's video is going to be. Give me your suggestions. Just put something in the comment that you would like to see as a video, and I will pick something and I'll do that next week. It'd be nice to have a suggestion of something that you guys would actually enjoy seeing, other than me talking about my week, as interesting as that is. Yeah, what's happened with me this week? Work, same old really, work. So interesting. I'm sure you guys have really interesting, well, I don't know, some of you might have actually some really interesting jobs. If you have an interesting job, leave it in the comments. I'd be really intrigued to see what sort of jobs you guys have. I've had my mum around again to watch Drag Race. She has finished season 5 now, so she knows that, I mean, it shouldn't be a spoiler alert at this point, but if you haven't seen season 5 of Drag Race, which aired like God knows how many years ago at this point, be warned, I'm about to say who won season 5 of Drag Race. So she's found out that Jinx Monsoon won season 5 of Drag Race, so, you know, that was great, because I love Jinx, and if you haven't seen Jinx Monsoon perform live, you need to see Jinx Monsoon perform live, because Jinx Monsoon is really, really hilarious. She's just so funny. I really want to see a show with Jinx and Bendelacram. I've seen them both perform separately, but I've not seen them perform on stage together, and I know they do shows a lot of the time with a queen called Peaches Christ. Peaches Christ is the one that I believe like does the shows and like runs them and everything. And I know they were going to be doing, I know that a lot of the time they do Drag Becomes Her, and Death Becomes Her is a really good film. It had Meryl Streep in it and Goldie Hawn. So I would love to see that. So I want to see them both perform in a show together at some point. That was it. I've completely forgot what I was saying at the time. So we're talking about my week. So yep, so she's going to be starting season 6 on Tuesday when she comes around, so that's going to be great. My friend Gemma came around and we watched Drag Race, so she's just finished season 8 now, so she found out that, again, spoiler alert, if you've not seen season 8 of RuPaul's Drag Race, you know, if you haven't seen these seasons, you really should. But I'm about to say who won season 8 of RuPaul's Drag Race, just so you guys know, and you can't say that I spoiled you, because it's your own fault at this point. Bob the Drag Queen, she knows that Bob the Drag Queen won that season, so that's great. She is now started season 9, and you know what happened? I mean, many things happened in season 9 that were really, really good to watch. Great TV. But yeah, many things. I'm very excited about her watching that. I'm very excited about my mum watching season 6, because there are some great queens about season 6. I mean, there's great queens in every season. You can't really like, I don't really feel like you can say one season's the best queen wise, because I mean, every season has like such great queens, and every season has just such diversity in what the queens do, that I just don't feel like you can sort of like go, oh, this categorically is the best season. Yeah, no, I don't think you can. I mean, everyone has their favourite seasons. I don't. No, I don't. There's too many. I mean, I'm really bad with favourites. I'm always like, oh, but this is really good. But this is, it's like when people say, what's your favourite film? I think it depends on the day that you ask me. It depends on what I'm going to say. It's going to be like, oh, The Help this day, or Monster-in-Law one day. Yeah, too much. I'm not good. If you give me too much choice, my brain overloads, and then I just sit there and go, I don't know. Ooh, that's a good point. Speaking about brain overloading, with all my jewellery, so my ring, my bracelets, and my necklace, They all come from a store in Brighton called the Brighton Birdcage. Now, the Brighton Birdcage is a drag and trans store. It's actually run and owned by a drag queen called Caravan Park, and she works behind the till, not in drag, but she is like, if you ever need drag stuff, they have a online website as well, so brightonbirdcage.com or .co.uk. I will leave the link to the website in the description below, so if you want to have a look, I would really recommend it. They have really good stuff in here. They have wigs. They don't have any like clothing on the website, but it's because all the clothing they get, sort of like, they try and get like one of a kind sort of stuff, so like, everyone's not walking around in the same thing. But if you ever go into their shop, they've got like clothing, they've got loads of shoes. Wayne as well is really lovely, and he knows what he's talking about. Like if you want something in particular but you can't quite picture sort of like what you're looking for, you know, and if he sees you, you know, he'll be like, oh, you know, what sort of, like, if you're looking for a specific wig, he's like, oh, you know, what sort of colour, you know, you're wanting something like lace front, non-lace front, are you wanting something like a non-natural colour, a natural colour. He really knows his stuff, and he's he's just sweet, and he's just a really nice person. This is not paid advertising, by the way. This is just my actual opinion. I'm not getting paid. Could you imagine if I was being paid to say this? No, I'm not being paid at all to say anything like this. It is literally, it's one of my favourite shops. Anytime I go into Brighton, I always have to make sure that I go into the Brighton Birdcage, because it's such a lovely and welcoming atmosphere, and, you know, as I said, Wayne knows exactly what he's talking about. You know, so it's always good if you've got any questions, not even about like buying something in general, just, you know, he's very knowledgeable in what he does. So if you know, just need to ask him questions about makeup or anything like that, because I mean, they do sell makeup as well, you know, I'm sure he'd be more than happy to help. I'm gonna feel really bad if, like, I'm like, oh, he's more than happy to help, and then he's like, no, Michelle finger wag, no. But yeah, no, I'll put the link to the website in the description below, so you guys can have a look if you want to. It's, as I said, it's a really good shop. The stuff is of really good quality. I've got a couple of dresses that I got from there. This wig itself is actually from there as well as the jewellery, as I said. But it's definitely, if you know, you want to look at like drag stuff or anything like that, it's definitely worth a look on the website. And, you know, if you're ever in Brighton, it is down the lanes. But I believe the address is on the website as well. It's definitely worth, you know, going in and just saying hello, having a look. You know, you never know, especially with the dresses and that, you never know what they're going to have in there. So, you know, you could go in there one day and you just see something, you're like, that is it, that is the thing I want. Obviously, with that being said, because they only sort of like get one of everything in, it's not guaranteed that they'll have it in your size. But Wayne is very good about knowing what he's got in stock, so I'm sure if you say, oh, you know, I'm probably about size this, he'd be able to, you know, show you. And they have like a little fitting bit where you can go in, you can try it on and everything like that. And Wayne's really good. I mean, he does say obviously to try and bring your own stuff, if you like, with certain dresses, if you're going to wear padding and stuff like that, to take it with you, so you can obviously get the proper fit looked at. But he, you know, he's very accommodating, he's really good, and it's just definitely, I mean, you know, it's good to support small businesses like that anyway, but, you know, this is like a genuine, it is a good shop. It's one of my favourite shops, and I keep taking my friends there anytime I go over to Brighton. I like take friends with me, because I'm like, you need to see the shop, it's amazing. That, and it's kind of an excuse for me to buy something else. That's probably where all my money goes. But yeah, apart from that, I don't think there's really been a lot that's happened with me this week. I mean, we're not really locked down, but it looks like it might be going back that way. Because I think cases are rising again and such, and I know France has been added to the quarantine list. So if you go to, I think it's if you go to France, you have to quarantine for like 14 days, like with like Spain and that. But yes, I mean, I because it's all kind of like still a bit. I've not really been going out. I mean, it was really hot this week anyway, so I mean, I still went for my walk a couple of times after work. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't really have a reason to go out. I usually only leave the house to go to work because we get like really, I'm blanking on this word. Online deliveries. I don't know why my brain's just you know when you get that feeling when you're trying to think of something and your brain's just like, no, I'm not going to give this word to you. You want to use it and I don't want to give it to you. It's a no from me. I feel like my brain does that far too often. It's really annoying. Yeah, because we get online deliveries. I don't need to go to the shops. I work from home at the moment because of everything going on, and because it's still quite my work's trying to keep people at home, if like as long as they're happy to, and you know they have no like work issues, like their technology and that's working. I mean, my computer works perfectly fine. I've not had any issues, so I can still work from home, so I don't have to leave to go to work. And my mum, oh well, I mean, I drop my friend Gemma home every Thursday, so I have to like jump start my car because where I'm not going to the shop or anything, my car is like dead because because I don't use it. Like I keep starting it. I have to start it every week just to take my friend home because I mean we should be starting it, but it's just there's just like nowhere to go. And then I don't like just randomly driving around. I just feel like it's such a waste. And I get no signal in my garage, so I can't even just like sit there and like have it running while I'm doing something because my phone has no signal, so I can't do anything. I mean, I could take my Switch down. Oh, that's something I've been doing this week. I've been leveling up my World of Warcraft characters, and I have now got a level 120 Dwarf Death Knight. Won't be 120 for long, because the new expansion is coming out this year and it looks like it's getting closer and closer. It looks like it's probably only like a few months away at this point. And they're squishing all the characters, so the max level is now going to be 60. So any 120 characters are going to go down to level 50. And then you've got like 10 levels to go up before your max level again. So I've moved over to my Pandaren Monk. I don't dislike the monk, but I'm not like the biggest fan. Like my main class on World of Warcraft is a warlock. That is like, that's where I live. That's like my class. I'm like, yes, but I wanted to have one of every class, and I also wanted to have one of every race, horde, and alliance. My horde characters are not doing so well because I am focusing more on my alliance characters at the moment, and some of my horde characters are still level 1. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably just leave them and then just level them up in the new expansion. But yeah, just a little bit extra of something that's been going on in my week, really. But apart from that, I genuinely think that is about everything. I have, yeah, not really done a lot. But I mean, current situation, what are we really supposed to be doing at this point? I really want to go on holiday to like somewhere like hot, like Lanzarote. I love going to Lanzarote because it's a dry heat, and I'm okay in dry heat. As much as it's still hot and I still get very sweaty, I can deal with dry heat, and I can still like do everything I would normally do. Whereas in England, it's very much like a humid. No. Wow, this is happening a lot today. It's like a moist heat. I'm really sorry if anyone hates that word. I could not think of another way to say it. It's like a very moist heat. But and that makes it really hard to sort of like do anything, because it just makes you feel like really kind of like, oh, I don't want to do anything. Whereas with the dry heat, it's yeah, you can just I can survive in a dry heat. So, and it's really nice out in Lanzarote. If you've never been there, it is. I spent a lot of my childhood like in on holiday out there. That's just my hair being caught on my bangle again. This thing, I've got so much hair on it at the moment, it's ridiculous. But no, yeah, it's really nice out there. So if you ever want to go on holiday, it's a good place to go, especially if you like a dry heat. Can get very windy at times though, that's the only problem. But yeah, I really want to go on holiday again. I don't think it's going to happen, not for a while anyway. I'm just waiting for everything to flare up again. Hopefully not. Fingers crossed, you know, everything will be back to as normal as it can be in the near future. And we'll all be going out. And everything will be hunky-dory. But until then, you know, we do what we can. We give ourselves our own entertainment. Mine is sat here talking to you guys because I have no one else to talk to. Because I live with my other half 24 hours a day. Because he too works from home. So speaking to him isn't anything interesting. Because it's the... I mean, I know what he does every day. I'm here. Whereas with you guys, at least you can tell me stuff in the comments. And I can listen to them. And I can tell you about my day. Because you don't know how my day's been. I don't know how your day's been. Tell me below. And I will reply to you. Because I've got no one else to talk to. Because, I mean, I see my mum on Tuesdays and my friend on Thursdays. Occasionally on a Monday as well. And I have my other half, who I live with and deal with 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But yeah, let me know. I'm fascinated to learn about your lives and what you do with your days. Do you work? What do you do? Do you not work? And if you don't work, how do you occupy your time? Because when I have a week off of work, I always start off thinking this is the best thing ever, and then 2 days into it I'm like, I'm really bored, I've got nothing to do. I've played video games and I'm now bored of them. So let me know how you keep your time going, because I mean I could really do with some tips and stuff like that, because obviously, you know, people need holidays and people need time off. I mean, they give you time off for a reason. But yeah, if I've got more than like a couple of days off and I've not got anything like planned, I'm just like sat there like, I don't know what to do. So give me ideas, give me tips, give me ideas of what you want to see on my channel video wise, because, you know, I would love to hear them. It could be you suggest something that I've just not thought about in the slightest, because that does happen. It happens a lot. The most obvious thing, my brain goes, no. But that's all from me today. That's been my week. I will see you all next time. See ya!